Welcome back, everybody.
Howdy.
Thanks for coming back to a Super Hyper podcast. We are on episode 7. I believe this is episode 7.
Nice.
This is again Super Blast X, and today again I am joined by
Toku Tony. Howdy.
and we're gonna cover this week's superhero time like we always do.
Yup.
But first, we're gonna get into a little bit about how our week was. How was your week?
It was pretty good. I didn't really do anything aside from be with you for part of it. I didn't really have anything eventful this week. I've just been going through the motions. I am still waiting on that Kamen Rider phone case, though.
I just remembered there is.
What is there?
Yeah, you shouldn't talk about.
No, no.
What?
No, yeah.
Yeah. But
That's a problem.
yeah, that is an issue, and if we need your assistant listeners, we might ask for it.
Probably.
But that's not something we're even allowed to talk about.
But fuck it, dude.
No,
Yeah,
seriously,
sure.
we can't talk about that.
No, yeah, we can't talk about it.
So sorry to leave the mystery in here, but
Christ almighty.
if it comes to it and you do have to chip in, maybe it's a good thing we brought it up in the first place.
Hey now.
Or it probably won't be. This is bad.
Anyways,
I
tried this week to listen to more podcasts and stuff
oh yeah.
from Toku people. Didn't get that far. I only watched like 4 Marco Satsu videos and like the last Soto Pop video.
Yeah.
I did see on Spotify this Toku Topics sort of thing podcast with this guy and his girlfriend. That was pretty interesting. The last episode that I saw, though, it was kind of discouraging. It wasn't a great episode to start off on because the dude was like super high energy and like, let's do this, let's go. And then his girlfriend was like just done with like a super busy day and she was like not feeling it. So every time she was talking, she was like real low, like not really feeling it and everything. But the dude was like, yeah, let's do this and that. But
yeah, it's hard when you don't have somebody to bounce your energy off of.
it's very true. But the episode overall was really good. Let me see if I can pull it up.
Oh, so you can get the name?
Yeah, that was pretty much everything that I did. Nothing too much informative, but still waiting on more Toku stuff. Still waiting on Soto for me.
Like actual Soto to come in? Or to order?
Yeah, just to order, man.
You haven't ordered anything?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, mostly speaking Sentai.
Mostly speaking Sentai. Okay.
Yep. With Nicole and James.
Sorta speaking Sentai is right there, though.
Is it?
I mean, sorta speaking to keep the alliteration.
Oh, sort of speaking Sentai.
Yeah.
Damn, you just tell him.
Nah.
Well, you know how we have our name?
Mm-hmm.
You remember one of the beta names that we had? Or one of the pre-alpha?
No.
Early open source
But
names
we had
that we
a lot.
had? We had, yeah. Well, the best one that wasn't Cho Super Hyper podcast was Super.
Yeah, just super.
Super. That is so... It's cool. It's so cool.
That's why I decided to do Cho Super, because they're both the same word.
Yeah.
So it kind of lives on.
Cho Super Hyper.
Cho Super Hyper. That one of these days we're gonna put the video that's came from.
I meant to put that video in the first podcast, the one that got like no views, but I was gonna keep it. Like it up as like a running gag. That'd be like our opening thing. Cho Super Hyper Muteki Mugen whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, one of the days I'm gonna have to put that in there because it's so good. Such a good video.
It's Cho Super because of the movie Cho Super Hero Taisen.
Yeah, which is a great movie.
And it's Hyper because of Hyper Battle DVDs.
Right.
But together, Cho Super Hyper, or even just Super Hyper, superhero time. But we're not doing time. We're covering superhero time.
Always.
But we're podcast, so we're CSHP.
Right. CSHP,
whatever that means.
What it could have been.
But we're Cho Super Hyper podcast for now.
What it could have been also was the Hyper Battle DVD. Whenever it first came in my head, to put those two together, like how Blastex just said, he said Cho Super, Hyper. I thought to put battle in the end there, but it doesn't make sense for the name. Like Cho Super Hyper Battle DVD.
Yeah.
Cho Super Hyper Hero Time Hyper Battle DVD. That's too long of a name too. That sucks.
Yeah. If I had a choice, I would make this a really. I mean, I do have a choice, right? We have a choice.
You're the head.
If it didn't matter, I would definitely have a really stupid, long, really dumb name.
That time I was reincarnated as a podcast host in another world.
No. Oh my god. So you said you spent some time with me this past week, and that's true.
Yes.
Because we live together, so no shit. But
surprise, surprise. People don't know that actually.
I mean, they don't ask either.
That's true.
Hey, do you live with your anyway?
Did you know that 84% of our listeners aren't subscribed?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you know what?
Yeah,
let's say that here. If you're listening to this and you're really interested, go ahead and give us a like. Give us a subscribe if you want to. This podcast is through YouTube, so if you can find our channel, I do have it on a podcast playlist on YouTube, so I wonder if that makes it show up on YouTube Music.
Oh, maybe.
I think it might, but if you like our covering of Superhero Time each week, first let us know, because we still want those comments, and good job, you guys did give us some comments on the last episode. But we do encourage you to give us some more likes and subscriptions if you really do like it.
If you really do like it.
That'd be really cool if you did that, because we are doing this out of our passion. But we would like to be able to show that we have enough people who are passionate about this. So even if we don't get compensation for it, it would be nice to show maybe anybody, Toei, anybody who runs this stuff, that there is an audience interested in this.
Yeah, a huge audience.
Speaking of, that Geats video I did with David last week went up, and it clinched the numbers on the last episode by over 400.
Yeah, man.
But it is just clicks. Not very many people are listening to it. And I understand it's about 2.5 hours long. But it is interesting to see that so many people are clicking on it. And I think that's just because it's Geats. So we are going to probably do some more of that. Not this week. This week I might have a gaming video up on Friday.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, let us know what you want to hear more of. If you want us to talk about, past Sentai, past writers, we will do that. We'll just have to go in and check out what episodes are special and meaningful, and then review them, so we can pull the pictures and respect the Sentai.
I mean, I'm just waiting.
Respecting writer, celebrating Sentai, respecting writer. That's what it's going to be called for if we do writer.
Hey, look at that! Write that down, or just listen to the podcast. Yeah. I'm just waiting for a chance to talk about Kamen Riders as like own thing. I'm just waiting for that opportunity, even though I could just do that on my own since I have my own channel.
I actually really like the idea of Yumi and Nito.
Nice.
Yumi and Nito getting together and watching a movie.
Oh.
Because we can just watch the movie and then talk about it afterwards. We don't have to go through a whole season.
Yeah.
And there is a movie that I know I haven't seen, and I'm pretty sure you haven't seen it. I don't know if Nito's seen it or not, but it's the Superhero Senki.
Oh, Superhero Senki.
It's Saber versus
who?
Well, it's not versus, but it's Saber and Zenkaiger's movie.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, the Superhero Senki, which is
Saber
and Zenkaiger, and they do something with no, it is just Sentai and writer. I don't think any other properties are in there. Anyway,
man, I don't remember anything from Saber, and I hardly remember that movie.
Do you remember? Because you haven't seen it. Do you remember? We got it. The Zenkaiger colored Saber.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, that's what that's from.
Oh,
Superhero Senki.
That was in Revice ID 1. No, that was in Revice something 1.
Was it in a Revice? I don't remember.
I remember that movie form was in the first box of the next series after Saber. Maybe Revice.
Okay.
Maybe.
So yeah, I think I want to go over that with Nito. The only thing is he doesn't know squat about writers, so he's not gonna know.
Oh no,
a lot of that stuff in there.
He doesn't know squat about writers.
No,
wow.
He hasn't. I think maybe I've shown him an episode or two of Gaim, but that's it. Oh, I know I've shown him X-Aid before.
Well, X-Aid's a good one because you You like sneakily hooked me on that one. Whenever we first started watching Superhero Time, I wanted to watch, or Blastex recommended Shinkenger to me, and then as he was finishing watching Superhero Time live in the moment, he'd be like, "Okay, come over here," and then we'd watch whatever episode was on for the past season, Shinkenger. And I was just super curious, like, what are you watching before I come in the room and everything, and then it'd be the actual Superhero Time.
Yes, and it got to a point. Well, the reason I wasn't spoiling for you was because I wanted you to watch it.
Yeah,
and it was X-Aid.
Yes,
and it was very spoilery when Q-Rangers started.
Yeah,
remember they started like in the middle of each other.
I remember you asked me, because I'd only seen Shinkenger at that point. You had asked me, do you want to watch Q-Ranger, the next one? Is that really like, do you want to like watch it with me live? I'd say, yeah, sure, let's do it. And I'd come in like at 6:30 or whatever, 5:30, and you'd have me turn around so that I wouldn't watch the previews from X-Aid, because you told me in the future, if you want to watch this show, we're getting to some pretty heavy spoiler stuff right now in the show.
Yeah.
So just turn around so you won't spoil yourself in the future. And that helped me out a lot.
Yeah.
Because whenever I got into Q-Ranger was a huge point for X-Aid, which eventually, down the line, was a great reveal.
Which leads into our name. That movie where it was X-Aid versus Q-Ranger, not really versus, but that was a Superhero Time at the time. That was Cho Super Hyper. Cho Super Hero Tyson.
That leads into our fucking name. Oh my god. Wow, I didn't put that together.
But yeah, I want to watch Senki because it also has a lot to do with Shotaro Ishinomori, who is the daddy of all this. So, if anything, it'd be a good idea for Nito to watch it so he can appreciate. I mean, I know it's not like a 1-to-1, but you know.
Also, before that, 84% aren't subscribed. That's not real. That's not a real statistic. It's actually like 97% of people that are watching aren't subscribed.
Oh yeah,
because we did look at that stat.
A lot of people that watch this, or listen to this, are not subscribed, which I get it.
Yeah, I'm not mad about it.
But you know, please.
We did do something throughout the week.
Last week. So Monday, I'm gonna try to go over the week again.
Okay.
Monday we recorded an episode of the podcast, and we put it up Tuesday morning, and then on Tuesday, I streamed for a little bit right before I went to go watch this guy.
Oh.
And if you know me,
let's go.
You know I'm crazy about Mario. So I've been dying to watch this movie. It finally came out. It's finally real.
Oh man,
Tony.
Oh, it was
without spoilers.
Without spoilers, it was an amazing movie. Oh, shit.
Without spoilers, what's the movie about?
Without spoilers,
this is from another podcast I listen to called The Weekly Planet, where they talk about movies, comic book stuff, and you know, whatever shows. But whenever they get to the main topic, which usually is a movie that came out that week, one of the hosts, supposedly, I mean, it doesn't happen anymore because they're like 500 episodes in, will ask the other host, what was the story of the movie game show? And he always acts like he's caught apart. Oh, I don't know.
I didn't know that. That's cool.
But
do you want me to summarize it, like the whole thing, or just in a neat bow?
It's the Mario movie.
Yes.
What's the what happened? What's the plot?
Mario has to save the Mushroom Kingdom from Bowser.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
Mario Brothers.
And that's not an exaggeration. That is as deep as the story goes.
Absolutely.
And I am A-okay with it.
Without spoilers, it was really fun. And that was like the main thing. But that was really fun about it.
Yes.
Oh man, so cool.
I really, really liked this movie. It was really, really, really colorful, which I love colors.
And
it was really, really, really Mario, which I love Mario. Some people were against, or I get that this movie is not for everybody. It isn't. It's very much a kids movie,
right?
And I don't like saying that as a discredit. Kids get movies too, and people do say, which I don't disagree with, sure, it's a kids movie, but it didn't have to be solely aimed at kids. And while I get that, I don't see the problem with it either.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't expect anything more out of this than what I got, to be honest. And I really, really appreciated what they did with this world. It is different from the games, and I'm not going to get super into lore or anything. But there are big differences between what happens here and in the actual games. They do emphasize a lot that we're not going to go over the whole movie.
That's its own video.
Yeah, I'll just say I really enjoyed it. I have a theory thing I want to say real quick. And this is going to be spoilers.
Oh no.
It's not, I mean, again, this is the Mario movie. You know what's going to happen. But this movie being good for kids, kid audience, and for the people who, I mean, you saw the movie. There was references everywhere. There was Easter eggs everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Not just for Mario stuff, but for other Nintendo franchises. So spoiler warning. Again, this isn't really a spoiler. This is mostly just for me. But in the movie, we get little posters or little figures or little references to other Nintendo properties.
Mm-hmm.
So among them, the pizzeria that the movie basically starts out in is called Punch Out Pizzeria.
Oh. And
you have pictures of Punch Out characters, and it actually looks like it's using the game art, which is really cool. There's a picture of the Duck Hunt dog as well. The Duck Hunt dog is a painting in one of the characters' apartments.
Nice. The
duck from Duck Hunt is another painting at the Punch Out Pizzeria. You can see an arcade game called Jumpman, which is what Mario's name was at Inception. In Mario's room, which this is a spoiler, is probably one of my favorite parts of the movie. They made Mario a gamer.
Nice.
He's a fellow gamer, so that's pretty funny. In his room, though, he really likes gaming because he has a bunch of gaming posters. He's just like me for real. Among the posters, you see an F-Zero racer, so you see the Blue Falcon.
Oh, cool.
You see the Ice Climber Bear.
Oh, wow.
You also see, and I've seen the movie twice, which is not enough. I need to watch it more.
Twice.
Yes. But on the TV, you see an R-Wing, which is a Star Fox reference. And the game he's playing is Kid Icarus.
Right.
So far, from what I've seen, and in the apartment as well, the other scene in the movie, there's a Pikmin statue.
Oh, wow. I didn't see that.
And when I watch it a third time, maybe I'll report next week more. But I say all that to say this. We've seen references to Punch-Out, F-Zero, Star Fox, Ice Climber, Kid Icarus, Duck Hunt. There may have been a Game & Watch reference in there too. I need to keep an eye out for that one. But all those additional franchises, I didn't say a couple that are very important to Nintendo.
Right.
Zelda and Metroid.
Yes, that's the big three.
So, in my opinion, I believe that the reason we didn't get those is because all the other franchises I just mentioned are fictional. They are video game franchises in this world, in this universe. I think if you put up a poster of Zelda, or you put a little toy of Samus's arm cannon, or anything that references Metroid or Zelda or Metroid, it might kill the expectation or anticipation of their own films.
Right.
So I think their absence of Easter eggs in this movie speaks more to the possibility of those two franchises getting movies. Now, I mentioned them specifically because there's no Kirby either. However, Kirby is very closely linked to HAL Laboratories, and they kind of can do whatever they want with Kirby. I mean, Kirby is still a Nintendo character.
But HAL really is like the one.
But HAL makes those games. Pokemon also did not get a reference in this movie.
As Game Freak.
But that's triple owned by Game Freak, the Pokemon Company, and Nintendo, or Creatures Inc. And the only other two that are Nintendo fully owned. I could get a movie. I don't know that we're not referencing this game, or sorry, in this movie, or Animal Crossing.
I was just about to say that.
And Splatoon.
Oh, okay, okay. I was trying to see if there was Animal Crossing up there.
I do not have anything. I don't have anything Animal Crossing in my room or anything, but I do have hours and hours and hours of it.
I was gonna say, we have the Super Mario movie, which you'd expect from Mario, Zelda and Metroid movie. Do you think that those could be in the same universe, so to say?
So that's
those are two different worlds.
Yes, and I didn't want to think about it that way.
Okay.
But in thinking about it that way, that also can explain why there's no references to them in this universe, because they are going to be real things. And just imagine, let's say on top of his TV, like I said, there was an R-Wing. Imagine if an R-Wing, it was Samus's spaceship, right?
Yeah.
And then 3 movies down, whoa, Samus is real. Like, are you going to expect it to be like, oh, that video game came to life in this movie about video games? Or are you just going to say, you know what, R-Wing, the Star Fox, is fictional, so Mario's a fan of that. And then, whoa, Samus is real. Samus does have her own spaceship, and or not that she's real, but she's a thing.
Whenever you say that, like it could be like that, I thought whenever he was playing the games, like we see the R-Wing, I'm thinking about that since that is in the Nintendo sort of world. Couldn't that be just like a game that imitates art, like 2K basketball, or like pro bass fishing? That could be like a game made for the people that like the things, like in Call of Duty, people that like the army stuff.
So you're saying that after we meet Samus, we get a game of her in the universe?
Maybe. Just like how, you know, Kid Icarus is like way back then.
I don't think it's that.
You don't think so?
I don't think it's that.
Possibly.
Thought ahead.
Definitely, if it was that thought ahead, we would be seeing animal people from Star Fox in the universe. But
that's the thing. That's
people.
the other thing is part of the movie and in the trailers, Peach specifically says there's a lot of galaxies.
Yes.
So there could just be a galaxy where, yeah, Star Fox is real. Yeah, Animal Crossing is real. So I'm really interested to see where they're going with this. Obviously, spoiler alert again, we are likely getting a sequel. The movie has made over 350 million.
Oh, 350,000, that's a lot.
That's so much. $350 million at the box office so far. And they're still just opening worldwide.
Jesus.
So we'll see what happens in terms of final numbers. But yeah, they're gonna make another one. They have to. There's no way they're not. The sequel, what we can infer from the end credits, or sorry, the post-credit scene is a Yoshi egg.
Yeah.
Even though we got Yoshi in the show, or in the movie, excuse me.
Little cameo.
I think this Yoshi is going to be the one that is the Yoshi.
Yeah.
This is the one that's going to probably have a voice. It's probably going to be Aquafina. No.
Aquafina.
I spoke that into reality.
Don't speak that into it. You know, whenever I saw the Luma for the first time, I thought it was going to be Aquafina.
Oh, thank goodness she wasn't.
Yeah.
So that's going to happen, but I also know this is a partnership that Nintendo has with Universal, and it's going to be it for a while.
Yeah.
Illumination is the animation studio at Universal. So here's, I think, my idea for what's going to happen. I think we're going to get, after this Mario movie, I think next on the line is a Donkey Kong movie.
Oh, okay.
And then we're going to get the Mario sequel. The reason I say that is because the Universal Studio parks have the Mario section, and through patents and construction and stuff, we know they're actually adding a Donkey Kong section.
Oh.
Either to Japan or to Florida. I don't remember where they're adding it.
Cool.
But I know that's a fact. They're adding Donkey Kong to the theme parks. So when you do something like that, it's usually going to be all across the board. What is it? Synchro marketing? No. Something like that.
They've usually thought that far ahead to where it's all lined up.
So that's what I think is happening next. But the biggest issue is Illumination is one company. It's one studio. Nintendo has about 8-10 studios, maybe first party studios, maybe it's more, in their house. So Nintendo can make Mario and Zelda and Splatoon and Mario Kart 8 all released in 1 year, and they did. In 2017 we got Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, we got Splatoon 2, we got Breath of the Wild, and we got Mario Odyssey.
Wow,
that's all in 1 year, and that's all under the Nintendo name. Right. Nintendo has like EAD 1, EAD 2, EAD, so they have sections, and that's how they separate them. Illumination is not like that. Illumination is one studio, and they're not a Nintendo studio. They still have their own stuff. Yeah. So they have to work on whatever they're working on and Mario movies. So all these people that are getting hype and excited over the potential of more of these Nintendo movies, you gotta temper that, because Illumination is one studio working on one movie at a time. I know Nintendo just made this a little studio called Nintendo Presents or Nintendo Studios, something like that, where it's specifically for these kind of things.
Nintendo Direct.
I really should look up the name, but maybe I'll put a link in the description. I'm hoping that is a sort of way to get more people to animate these movies. Otherwise, I'm not seeing the next Mario movie even being worked on for another 2 years, and then another 2-3 years after to make it. Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if the next one of these is 5 years from now. Will the hype still be there? Will anybody care? I mean, I'm sure they'll care, but yeah, by that time, will we still be in love with Jack Black's Bowser?
Will Jack Black still even have that voice to do the Bowser?
That's the other thing, is they're not going to get so old, but
Jack Black's in his 50s.
They are going to sound different. Yeah. No, he's old. Is he in his 50s? That's it?
I think he's 56.
Okay. Oh, that's up there. 5 years from now, that's 61. That's bananas.
That is bananas. It could be like a Star Wars deal where they have every 2 years working on something, but even then, that's still like stretching thin for Illumination.
Again, yeah, Illumination is working on their own movies, and they have their own franchise, the Minions, where they can keep milking that and just make money.
He's 53.
53, okay. So that's still, 5 years is 58. It's still 60. So we'll see what comes from the future of this. This was my biggest fear when it came to Illumination handling this. I knew Miyamoto was going to be hands-on with this, so I didn't really concern myself with that. My biggest thing was, let's say the Mario, this is before it came out, let's say the Mario movie is a success and they're going to want more. How are they going to be able to do that in the amount of time they have? Right. They're not. And you can look at the Sonic movie, and that turnaround was about 2-3 years. I think it was 2 years between the sequels. You can't really get that with this because that one was filmed in live action and CG, and the only CG characters were Sonic, Knuckles, Tails, and the robots or whatever. This is a whole animated movie, and that's a whole other thing. So
a lot more money.
Yeah.
That Nintendo has.
That Nintendo's making from this movie. So yeah. Those were some of my thoughts that I've been holding on to with this movie that I haven't really had a chance to articulate. So what I want to do is pull this section from the podcast.
Oh, okay.
And put it up on the channel as its own thing.
Yeah.
Just the Mario talk.
Just the Mario section?
But we can talk about that more after the recording.
Let's do it.
So I talked a lot about the Mario movie. Did you have anything else you want to say about it?
I kind of want to go deeper into that. Whenever I was first being introduced to the movie through the trailers and all that, obviously I have a big Mario fan here with me. That was hyped about it. In my head, I was thinking, I hope they're not going to go in the direction of an open universe world sort of thing, like the MCU. Yeah. Like overarching storylines and incredible lore and all that. And that was my biggest fear with it was that it was going to be super complex.
Yes.
So much so like the 1993 Mario movie, where it's like they're adding lore and they're adding these character backgrounds and these people motivations and all that, when it really doesn't have to be that.
No.
It can just be Mario.
Yeah.
Because he's Mario.
Yeah.
Which I'm glad they, not to spoil anything, but that they didn't do in this movie.
Yeah.
This is a straight up good feeling, good feels movie. This entire movie you're not going to feel confused about anything or questioning about the motives or plots or anything. You're going to be happy and enjoy the whole entire time, which is why this movie has gotten so much money.
Yes.
Too much money.
To piggyback on that reaction, I agree. I don't really want or need this to be a multi-universal, multi-dimensional
time travel back in time,
whatever,
go back to the future.
Where, Link from the past meets Mario and all this stuff. I don't need any of that because why? These franchises can stand alone, and
because they are.
Yeah, they do on their own. A lot of people point to Smash Brothers, and it's like, okay, what's the story of Smash Brothers? Exactly.
Yeah.
There doesn't need to be, because it's just fun getting together. Oh, what if my toy met this toy? And that's the whole...
Which is what it was about.
Yeah, that goes back to, what we're talking about, the Super Sentai and Kamen Rider. A lot of it is just seeing these franchises meet each other. Think about how happy or disappointed you may have been when you heard about Disney buying Fox. Oh yay, Deadpool can meet Iron Man now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
what are the bigger implications for that?
So I don't, like you were saying, I don't need that whole crossover type thing. Especially since I believe wholeheartedly this can stand by its own.
Absolutely. I mean, this is the big breadwinner for Nintendo. This is the moneymaker right here.
If anything, when it comes to like crossing over or anything, the Donkey Kong movie might do it just because in the games, at least, they're so their own thing. With the Donkey Kong Island and Cranky and all that. It was really cool to see Mario and Peach actually interacting with Cranky Kong. And Diddy Kong was there too, because in like the Mario proper games, Cranky Kong's not there.
No. Although there is that one theory from a long time ago.
It's not a theory. That was what it was. And
really,
and I don't. That's what. Remember when I said I'm not gonna get into the lore.
Right.
They did change some things up, and that's fine. Don't worry about it because it's Mario. It doesn't matter.
Exactly.
It's just it is what it is. But yeah, I don't want to say that I want this universe thing, but they set it up so that something like that can happen. Yeah,
that's all I'm saying. It's super smart on their part, which they're leaving these doors open for them in the future. Yeah, even though it doesn't have to go for anything, they have the doors open. Yeah, just in case, and they don't even have to use Illumination, even though this is a great studio that they brought in. Use
Illumination.
Are you sure?
This is. The whole reason for this is the theme parks. The Universal Studio theme parks.
I see what you're saying.
You get money from that. That makes a lot of money, Tony. Yeah. Toku Tony. These theme park deals, they go hand in hand with these movie deals. So
I hadn't realized that.
Oh yeah, that's why. Like I said, the Donkey Kong section to the Mario theme parks. That's why he's gonna get his own movie.
That's hand in hand. That's money. Yeah. Oh Lord.
So yeah, in short, I think we're gonna get Donkey Kong movie next, and then the Yoshi movie. In terms of these stories and these movies, again, it's Mario. I think this is simple enough for them not to get too crazy with the story, right? That they can get Chris Pratt, Charlie Day, Anya Taylor-Joy, Jack Black, and Keegan-Michael Key to just record stuff, Seth Rogen, for the sequel to the movie, so that they can animate them after the fact. I mean, these stories are simple enough that, I mean, not that Chris Pratt would, but let's say, hey, how you doing? Like, what's the last thing? Oh, I just did my lines for the Mario sequel. What's it? He's not like he's gonna say what it is, right?
We actually copied 1-for-1 the Super Mario World video game.
Yeah, if anything, it's probably gonna be World, and we're probably gonna get introduced to either the Koopaling kids or Bowser Jr.
I thought the next movie was gonna be Yoshi's Island.
As a baby?
Yes, Yoshi's Island. Just
Mario is a baby?
Yes.
Mario is a baby.
Mario is a baby. We saw them in this movie as a baby. Just for a little brief moment.
If you do a Yoshi's Island story, a movie, that Yoshi is the main character.
Right.
Not Mario.
Yeah.
So is it a Mario movie?
No, but it could be a little side thing.
I don't think. Plus,
it would retcon a lot.
It would change a lot of things that happened in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we saw them, spoiler alert, as babies.
Yes, we did.
So it would make. You haven't played Yoshi's Island. You don't know what the story is for that, do you?
No. I played half of it when I was like 10.
Yoshi's Island is a story of a stork taking twins, Mario and Luigi, to their parents. And it looks like it's in a kingdom.
Right.
The Kameks mess up the stork and they drop one and steal the other.
Right.
They steal Luigi and Mario drops to the island. Yoshi picks him up. So Yoshi's job in the game is to take Mario to get back Luigi and then take him to their parents.
I know that.
Yeah.
I just didn't know the end.
Yeah. So this didn't happen in Brooklyn is what I'm saying.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So in the movie, they're not from the Mushroom Kingdom at all.
No.
But in the games, they kind of are.
Yeah.
So
there isn't like Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Or there is.
I think you're closer to it being a Super Mario World movie. It might be a Super Mario World / Mario Bros 3 movie. I think we're seeing the cape.
Mario Bros 3.
Mario Bros 3 is in this movie a lot.
Yes. There's like 2 huge references.
Yeah. What's the second one?
The poster and then his
poster.
Yeah, the commercial where they have the cape.
That's Mario World.
Is that Mario World?
Yeah.
Oh shoot.
Yeah.
I'm getting my Mario games messed up. Okay, what was it?
What's the other post? The other reference?
At the end, that attack that they were doing, that final fight. I thought that there was Super Mario 3 references in that.
No.
No, not with the superstar.
The Tanuki suit is the Mario Bros 3 reference in here.
Oh.
And there's some music, but yeah, the Tanuki suit where he looks like a bear. Raccoon?
Yeah.
Yeah. One more thing while we're still on Mario movie. By the way, I said I was going to go over the week.
Yeah.
This is Tuesday.
Yes.
So there's more stuff that happened that I'm going to talk about.
We didn't even we prefaced this with that we saw the Mario movie and that we're watching it and we're describing it. We didn't get to how we got to the Mario movie.
We drove there. Thanks for listening, everybody.
At midnight. We saw the midnight screening.
We saw the midnight screening, yeah.
We saw the midnight screening.
Yeah, of course.
Everyone got off work. We went to see it with our brother, Omiro. But that was crazy in and of itself. The night before, we said, hey, they asked me, hey, do you want to go see the Mario movie at midnight? I said, yeah, sure. And it was almost a packed theater at the midnight showing at our local theater.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. We got out at 2 a.m. I had to go to work the next morning. So did my brother. So that was fun. But so did not regret it.
It's funny because you and Omiro, or no, you both took a nap.
Yeah, we did.
Did you say that already?
No.
Okay, yeah, y'all took a nap before the movie.
Yeah, we got home, slept a little bit, and then we got up.
I was bouncing off the walls, ready to go.
He was ready. And you saw it 2 times.
Yes, I saw it the next morning at 11 in the morning. First showing.
Nice.
With Nito.
Nice.
With Nito, excuse me. So before, because I don't want to stick on this too long, and again, I want to separate this part of the video. But last thing I'm gonna say about this, who would have thought that this movie ended, spoiler alert, with a double rider kick?
Oh yeah, so that was, oh my god, man. Okay,
don't say why or how it gets to that.
So saw the midnight screening. I was sleepy AF. Super Blast Text here was off the walls because we were watching Super Mario Brothers. But when that double rider kick popped up on screen, we both looked at each other and we were freaking out. And the two families that were next to us heard audibly like, oh my goodness, the excitement that came out of our bodies. That double rider kick made my night. It made the movie 5 times better.
And it's great because Shin Kamen Rider came out this year too.
It did. Shin Kamen Rider with a double fucking rider kick.
That is a spoiler, I guess, for Shin Kamen Rider. But it is in the trailers.
It is in the trailers.
So it's just funny that these two movies that are really important to both of us,
yeah,
each kind of end in a double rider kick. Double rider kick. Not just a rider kick. Double rider kick.
A double rider kick. I brought it to fruition whenever I put my Zenkaiger in a rider kick pose a week before we saw the Mario movie because I was super hype about the Shin Kamen Rider movie trailer. Oh my god, that double rider kick made my week. Made my day, made my night. Whenever it comes out on digital, I'm going to have that framed and posted somewhere in the house because that is an amazing
screenshot of that.
Yeah,
it'll be out somewhere,
like 4K poster, metal poster, or something. Because that's a piece of Mario history and a piece of Tokusatsu history. Even if you don't know what Tokusatsu is, that's a piece of history that comes from this area. That is just so good. Godly.
Mario with the forward air. That's all I'll say. Did you have anything else?
I'm glad I saw it with y'all. And I'm glad I didn't wait too long.
Oh, no, yeah, I have one last thing about the Mario movie.
And also, I'm glad that people probably who have gotten this far might be annoyed that we haven't talked about the voices. The voices are fine. Don't worry about it.
Fine. Who cares?
Voices are fine, all right? There's a little gag about it, all right?
Yeah.
Not to spoil. There's a little gag about it, all right? The voices are fine. They all do a great performance job. Even though they're not real voice actors, some of them aren't professional in that level voice actors. They all did good. They're all trained, so it was all right.
Crisp Rat, and I'm gonna say it like that on purpose every time. Crisp Rat was all right. He actually did do a voice, and I'm gonna be honest with you. It got to a point where I didn't even realize
it was him.
It was him. I'm not saying I got lost in his voice. But I recognize that he actually did put some effort into it, and I appreciate that. Luigi as well. Jack Black, of course, was a standout. Keegan-Michael Key was fantastic. There was one line that Peach delivered that I want to throw right in the trash can.
Really? What was that?
It's a spoiler, so I'm not going to say it.
Okay.
But things had gone south.
Okay.
And her response to it wasn't my favorite. That's as much as I'll say.
That's incredibly vague.
Yeah. I'll talk about it more in a couple weeks. Go watch this movie, guys. Seriously. Oh,
please, for the love of
one
God.
last thing. Seriously, I'm going to say this thing and then I'm going to move on to the next subject. This movie was crazy adorable. It was the cutest thing. Oh my god, they're little, tiny little baby men, and they're just kick-ass. So that was Tuesday.
They're just doing it.
And then Wednesday, I saw it again. Thursday, I had an interview over Zoom.
Nice.
To be a substitute teacher.
Oh, nice.
So I'm gonna be a substitute teacher.
Whoa!
Yeah, I got hired.
Wow!
Yeah.
That's awesome!
I haven't told anybody except for maybe Omar.
God! That's awesome!
It is an on-call gig.
Oh, shoot.
And it is a substitute teacher role. So it's not like it's guaranteed or anything like that.
Right.
And the pay isn't that great. But I have something again. So I'm gonna do what I can. Also, It's only April and May. Until the school semester's over.
Yeah, dude, you're on it.
I'm only working for maybe a month or two.
Yeah.
So I'm still gonna be looking for more work.
You're gonna be a teacher again.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I liked it last time.
Yeah.
I'm not a I was never a teacher, guys. I was like an instructor for an after school program.
That's as close as you can get without being trained.
Yeah, because I'm not trained. But the substitute teacher thing apparently is pretty easy to do.
Nice.
But yeah, I'm gonna be back in the classroom with these kids. Yeah, that's happening.
That's awesome.
That was Thursday.
Man. I'm happy for you.
So thank you. Today, I got my fingerprints taken because that's part of the thing for
snap.
This. So that's what I did today. Again, nobody knows.
Jesus Christ.
I went and got my fingerprints taken. That's fine.
Jesus H Christ. So everyone in the house is gone up until like 6 in the afternoon. So you could do whatever from the morning when we leave at like 8.
Yep.
To now. Jesus H Christ.
Every day. Oh yeah, you just don't know what I did?
Yeah, I just don't know what you do.
Yeah. So
that's awesome.
That's what's gonna be happening.
Hey, well now in the next episode you can say, this time I'm actually employed.
Yeah.
Like in the last 2, you said you weren't? Now you is.
Yeah.
Now you is.
And if you got this far into the podcast, congratulations for finding out this secret information.
It's the it's like the crescendo of your character arc.
Yeah.
No, not like crescendo, like no, yeah, crescendo. You're going up. You're not at your apex yet. But you're going up.
Friday, I don't remember anything happening on Friday. Saturday, my buddy Steve came in from out of town and we hung
Steve.
out. We went to a restaurant. I don't even remember the name, but the chicken, it was a fried chicken place.
Oh.
And I don't know what they did. I remember my teeth are too weak, but the skin on the fried chicken was terrible. It was tough like plastic.
Oh. That sucks.
Yeah, but the chicken was good. Whatever.
Was it Korean double fried chicken?
No, it was like an American fried chicken type place.
Okay.
It was also the kind of place where they only had like 6 things on the menu.
Oh, okay.
You can choose the sides or whatever, but it was like one of those places where, like, they're known for this dish.
Oh.
For this whatever. I think it was like Gus's chicken.
Popeyes.
No, it's not. It was not Popeyes.
Popeyes.
Wrong. It wasn't Popeyes.
I've been to Gus's chicken. It's pretty bad.
Is that? Are you sure?
I've been to Gus.
It's like, is it near downtown?
Yeah, it's near downtown.
Anyway, after we did that, we went to, damn, I forgot the name of this place too. This little bar.
Gus's world famous chicken.
Is that what it's called? Went to this little bar place where you could set up board games and play board games with everybody.
Oh, that's awesome.
So we went there and we did that, and I played this game called Exploding Kittens, and I won. We got some Pokemon cards. We didn't really get much. And then Sunday was Easter.
Yeah, Easter time.
Oh no, wait.
Saturday and
something
Saturday.
did happen on Friday. Hold on.
What happened on Friday?
We live streamed Kamen Rider Climax Battle.
Oh, we did.
So we have a video on the channel of us to adjust the gameplay.
I forgot about that.
No voice commentary, just the gameplay of us playing Kamen Rider. It's silly. It's got a bunch of likes, and if you want to add to that, but yeah, check it out. It's just straight gameplay of us fighting each other.
He's on the right. I'm on the left. Or no, he's on the left. I'm on the right. In the first battle, I fight as Kuga.
Yeah.
And in the last fight, I'm DivKid.
Yeah, I believe the first fight is X8 versus Cougar, right?
Yes.
Can't choose X8 first. Yeah, so we did that on Friday, started, and then Saturday I hung out with Steve and my other buddy Felipe. And Omiro came by too.
Felipe!
And Sunday was Easter. I went to my dad's and we did the Easter hunt thing, and then we popped eggs on our heads with confetti.
How was that?
It was okay. Whatever. It's a tradition I don't want to do.
It's like whatever.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care about Easter. Easter's not a holiday on my radar.
It's Zombie Jesus Day.
It's Zombie Jesus Day. That's what I've been saying.
Zombie Jesus Day, man.
And then
I like it only because everyone's wearing white.
I'm not.
I like people when they dress in white. It makes everything look super fancy.
For Easter?
Yeah.
Easter, you're supposed to wear pastels.
I saw a lot of people in white this year. In just white.
On Sunday? Where did you go on Sunday?
I didn't see anybody on Sunday. I saw like the Instagram posts and all that.
Oh.
Yeah, like social media.
I don't know about that.
Social media. Yeah, I didn't go anywhere on Sunday.
So that, and then today I did my fingerprints.
That's awesome.
That's pretty much it.
God damn, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, that's awesome. Awesome. Little side note about your board game escapade.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to start, not to be an incredibly fucking nerd, I would love to do D&D. It's been years since I've played D&D, and I know it takes a lot of effort and all that, but I would love to do that with a group, because I did have an old D&D group, which I don't really talk to anymore.
Really?
Yeah, I had an old D&D group back in high school. It was like me, the 16-year-old, and a bunch of adults, like 25 and older, because I went to a college.
Oh, okay.
So I joined their D&D group, and I was there for like 2 or 3 sessions before I just, decided I'm not really mature enough in this level to be here every single week going with y'all and, spending money to go out with y'all and do things. Also, I'm 16 and you're 25 plus, all of you, all.
Yeah. I used to play D&D every week when I lived in California. It was fun. And that's it.
That's just a little nostalgic thing I have about that.
Do you want to cover the first episode? Kamenrider?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's go into this week's superhero time.
Superhero time.
And the notes I wrote for this one starts with Geat 30.
Nice.
Not Geats. Geat 30.
Geat 30. All right. Geats, we start off a little recap with what just happened. Neon's secret has been revealed to everyone. It was her birthday, obviously. She was revealed to be a fake daughter created by the goddess of creation for the dead daughter of Timefire, Akari. Here we see Kyun meeting up with Neon.
This was how the last episode ended, basically.
Yep. And then, we see her storm off. And we see Geats still in the middle of this fight after seeing the revelation. He is still very, very pissed.
Yes.
He says in the match, "You've hurt Neon's feelings and you won't get away with that."
Yeah.
I like that a lot. He's very passionate.
Yeah.
We see him beat up on these people. Being super, super, super cool. In his anime sort of fashion. The next thing we see, him having anime poses and all that. The fight, this is a little weird. You see the graphics on the spikes and all that, very stretched and rendered, but it still looks alright. You see the guardrail is not totally there. After Geats beats the Jamato, the final round is Neon versus Buffa.
Yeah, because remember last week it was supposed to be Geats versus Buffa.
So to substitute that,
but Geats jumped in to defend Neon.
So now it's Buffa versus Neon in this sad round. Next here we see, them talking. Buffa's still not really into it. He doesn't really see the whole point in causing all this torment. He just wants to beat the Kamen Riders, destroy this DGP world. While obviously, what's her name? Baroba is super happy, super elated that all this misery is happening. She says human misery is blissful, or human misery is humorous or something. There's sad Buffa, like how we always have sad Buffa.
Yeah, I got this shot because he's looking at Geats right here.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I didn't notice that.
And it's just an interesting look that he gives him. I don't know what's going on with that. Well, maybe we'll find out in the episode.
He's sort of remorseful about it.
It does look like, remorse.
Yeah. With his nice new haircut. And then we see Neon's mom here, just working about on her computer as we see Neon come in the shot and ask her Are you really, or am I really your daughter? Giving her the ID core, having the mom touch it, and then have her remember everything that has happened, because apparently everything was erased from her memory or altered in some way. Here's her revelation of her remembering everything. Oh my god, it was crazy to see this happen.
Yeah.
Having her remember everything in this flash. She screams, like for real. She says, "Who are you? Who are my daughter Akari is dead."
Yeah, she says, "Oh, that's right. My daughter is Akari.
She's dead." Oh, we see Time Fire here. He was given he's how you say, incredibly mad that this just came out. He's smashing up the whole room, and we see Kyun come in and say something along the lines of, "Is this what you really wanted? Were you going to keep this secret to the death, to your death?"
Yeah. And
then flashbacks of this picture that we didn't get in the last episode. Crazy that we got this.
Yeah.
Akari in a stretcher. Kind of funny.
So in this scene, we sort of see more of an explanation about the wish and why he didn't just wish Akari back.
Such a good shot.
So when he's talking to the producer mentioned specifically, "Hey, you know, we can just bring her back."
Yeah.
And Time Fire is basically saying, "Well, no, I wouldn't want that. I would break, because if she came back, all I would have is the memories of her first death."
Right.
And that would just be hell. And then he kind of realizes, oh, I can make my own daughter to my own wills and dreams.
Yep.
To be the best or perfect successor for my company.
For the Kurama conglomerate.
So, Kyun, because this is all flashback that he's talking to Kyun with. Kyun hears this and gets upset because it basically means she is, not only is she not real, but her only reason to exist was to take over his company.
Yeah.
And specifically, he said she was always meant to be married off to somebody from the future to secure his company. Now, this is not stuff that she is not. She doesn't have knowledge on this. But Q knows, and yeah, that's messed up.
Which Time Fire doesn't really. He doesn't really agree with in the moment, but that seems like his only option is to do this. This is the best course of action. Yeah. And Kyun is just upset.
Yeah.
Because whatever stirs her stirs him.
So then we see Neon running away again, but not this time. She's actually leaving.
For real this time.
She doesn't have a home, she says. And it's weird because it looked like the mom did want to talk to her about this. Like,
yeah.
She did want to reach out, but
tried to stop her.
It was just too much for Neon. Or Nago. So no, she left.
Oh, just her leaving?
Yeah.
That's a good shot.
This is the part where he's talking to Kyun and telling him that she's meant to marry somebody from the future.
Right.
Which was meant for... That was what she was meant for. This whole time. And Kyun, being the beta he is, really doesn't do anything about it. He just hears the news and kind of walks away.
Yep.
And then we go back to Sumuri checking out the clock, and it's sort of counting down for Neon's fight.
For Neon and Buffa's final fight. She's looking back to the forget his name, but the game master, asking him if he knew already about this, which he did.
Oh yeah, about all the stuff that's happened with her.
He says he did.
Yeah,
but there's nothing that he can really do about it.
Yeah, and she's supposed to be like impartial and just assist in the games and stuff.
She's the navigator. She's supposed to view this. And there's her, super sad, and him. I'm not liking him, like as a character, but he does look pretty cool in these shots with his glasses.
Sure. I'm gonna leave it on these next couple pictures for a little bit.
Oh yeah,
because they're really strong, and I really like Sumudi.
She's a great actor. She's acting her heart out in this one.
She is fantastic.
And just in just this one scene alone, looking back at the clock.
And yeah, she's really acting her ass off. I feel like this might have consequences in the future.
What do you mean?
She gets too attached to this group of players.
I see.
To the point where they either have to like fire her, or she becomes the next.
Yeah.
Which we'll talk about at the end of the episode.
But this definitely changed her character.
Yeah, she really gives a shit. It looks like she's really crying for Nago. Like you can see it in her eyes there, and she does her little lip quiver here. I like her more again.
Because usually the last games that she was involved in were like this group of characters, and they leave, and this group of characters they leave. This is the time where she's like getting multiple games and multiple like.
Although she knows
and everything.
Ace,
yeah,
but also
she's getting connected.
She has not been the assistant or whatever, the navigator, for the past couple games. It's been Jamato games.
Yeah,
so she hasn't been doing anything.
She's just been watching this entire time, getting more emotional about it. That one
part where she fought back, several episodes.
So cutting away from that, we get back to Ace and Kyun
confronting the beta.
The simp.
The simp. Don't say that last word.
Oh, come on.
No.
I have a name for Kyun that I can't say in the podcast.
Yeah. No, you can't. So we get these emotional scenes of Nago walking by a family with a little daughter, and she sees in her reflection instead of herself, she sees little
Akari.
Akari. I didn't even notice what she has in her hand.
She has the fucking.
Yes.
Oh god, she has it in the end too.
Yeah. Oh, she did.
Yeah.
Okay.
God, it's so sad.
And just here, the monster shows up to attack Nago, but Geats is a superhero, so he stops. But the other monster teleports her to
gets her anyways.
The arena because it's time for her fight. She's gonna fight this dude. And as he's on his way to maybe help her or whatever, Buffa comes out, and it turns out he's not fighting her, because he really just wants to fight Geats.
Right. It's been he says there's been a change of plans.
Yeah. It's not all going according to Kikaku. I finished Death Note. And yeah, so they sort of get into it.
Big ol' smooch.
They almost give him a kiss. No, not really.
Not really.
But we find out, I mean, not that this was a stretch, that Buffa wants to take down the whole organization, not just writers. Because every episode it's writers, I want to take down writers. He also wants to take down the whole thing. Right.
His motivation to destroy whole writers has now transformed to his whole hate of the DGP. He says to Geats in the episode, this never would have happened if the DGP would have never existed. Yeah. Which really shows his character development and hate.
It's funny though, because the character development that he's experiencing, like now he hates GDP. The past games have not been again, it's Jamato.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it makes sense that he wants to go against, because again, yeah, no, this would happen if that, and that is true. But it's interesting that he's turning on this leaf while he's on that side.
Right. Which is, it's weird in a way, but in some ways it's not, because now he's in the driver's seat, which in the last games he was just a passenger.
Yes, I see that. Yeah.
Now that he's in the driver's seat, he's like, no, this whole system is fucked up.
Yeah,
let's take it down. Also, I love his haircut. It's very
ponytail.
Very boy love.
And his his
little his cardigan, man. Yeah. He's so he has this whole emo outfit, which Baroba does his outfits that we know of.
Yeah.
But he has this nice leather jacket, the whole emo outfit, but he has a fucking cardigan on.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Because tonight, and then yeah, Nago's just getting the work done on her. She's getting beat.
Not to bring down the emotion of this episode, but whenever whenever Nago first got into the ring and they started the fight, she got slapped hard.
Yeah.
She got slapped real hard, which I laughed at, but then immediately started sobbing because
you love slaps.
I love slaps, but I immediately started, you know, sobbing because look at what happens. She gets beat. So she goes to Henshin after getting hit a few times.
Yay.
Oh, yeah. What? I
said yay.
Oh, I thought you said gay.
Whoa. I wouldn't say that.
Well, there you go. She gets hit. She's still getting beat. This Yamato is obviously way powerful.
Yeah.
And she's in a low emotional state where she can't really fight back that much.
We get this cool shot where he's holding her. But we see like an Iron Man style view of her visor. Sorry, it's just called Iron Man view now.
With
first person view, sure, but Iron Man did this.
Beats as her buckle, and then Neon as her ID core, Nago as her ID core.
Yeah.
Her little health bar at the bottom, and you see there at the bottom, no shield. And this is why we see the shot, because it says shield break at the bottom.
Huh?
See that little shield right there?
It says no shield?
No, but that's what happens in the episode.
Oh.
Yeah, it says shield break.
Okay.
And then the armor comes off and she dehensions.
Yeah, he tosses her.
Jesus.
But just when it seemed bleak, the bleakest, little yellow card shows up and it sort of puts the monster in this cage, and it's Kyun. He's here to save her.
Finally.
Because he's part of the audience, I guess. He's not a writer. He's a writer, but he's allowed to get in there. That's why Geats couldn't get in earlier. So she sees him, and then the whole thing with him is that he can't express himself vocally.
Right.
He writes really sweet things to her on paper, but in person he's a brat. I think we talked about that last week.
He has a very switch.
I thought you were gonna say soy.
Oh, I can't though. He has a very switch attitude, switch tsundere attitude towards Nago.
Yeah. So yeah, this scene, everybody's just watching it. What?
The name that I call him, it's hilarious.
Oh. This scene, everybody's watching, reacting. He basically relates to her because, and we found this out 2 weeks ago, in the future, your life is basically manufactured for you.
Right.
And that's sort of the same thing that she's coming to realize. And he's the same way because he's in the future. He says his whole life is fabricated as well.
Mm-hmm.
And to help make it easier for him to express himself, he wrote down what he was going to say to her,
right,
and then recited it so that he wouldn't let his intrusive thoughts and being an asshole to her win.
So dramatic, so romantic, so anime.
Yes, it's 2 pages.
Yeah, he flipped the page.
So a lot of this is just them looking at each other and reading. And then finally he does henshin to his lion card thing.
Oh, before that, he is reading off the pamphlet for a while.
Yeah.
But then he stops.
Yeah,
whenever,
he doesn't finish it.
Yeah, whenever he's about to say, "I'm not good enough to be your support," and then he rips up the paper, and then he goes off on his own thing, and then he henshins beautifully to this griffin.
And so this happens, and Baroba doesn't like it, so she gets little henchmen to come out and to get the audience member out, and that is to get out Kyun.
Right.
But Geats is still at the entrance, so he fights all the minions, and I think this is just here so Geats can have a fight so they can show off this again.
Always.
That's fine.
Geats needs to fight every episode.
Yes.
Contractually obligated.
So he gives her a boost, so she gets
she comes to terms with herself.
Yes, she realizes this is it. This is how it is.
Yep.
Oh yeah, and there's feathers everywhere. So she gets boost, and she gets boost and beat.
Yep.
So yeah, just some shots, action shots. This is a cool shot of her.
Really good shot.
And Kyun going in on that monster. She rides Kyun.
Ew.
Yeah. Good CG.
Oh, great CG. Do you see the gun in Kyun's mouth right there?
Yes.
Do you see it for
real? Is it twice?
It looks twice. It looks like they did it twice. So you see that? It's pretty good, huh?
It looks like...
You see how Kyun is CG? I think
happened? Yeah, I think...
And then the gun is real picture life?
Yeah, because he tosses it back there for... Anyway.
You got like the perfect screenshot of that, by the way.
Because I think that's what's in her hand right there. It turns into that, maybe.
Oh, and then the Yamato turns into this thing.
She wins, but she still is bodied. So Kyun goes to help pick her up and gives her a handkerchief to pick her up. And oh yeah, Keiwa gets out because they win the whole tournament thing.
Yep. So Keiwa's out of the cage finally.
Or not tournament, it's like a one-on-one thing. Anyway, best 2 out of 3. Keiwa's like, hey, come on, just go home. And that's where she's like, yeah, I don't have a home though.
Yeah. I would love to, but I have no home.
They kind of just walk out, and it's really somber for her.
Yeah, it's sort of a bittersweet ending.
We'll see what happens in the future.
She has her own uprising and like motivational increase, but she's lost everything that's like material to her in a way. And she doesn't know how to feel about it. Very somber, like how you said, but still an uplifting note.
Yeah.
For her. Oh, in the end.
Oh yeah, this is what this guy was digging up, I guess, was this monster.
Yes.
Because she took off his arm but didn't kill him. And he's trying to save it. And that's when he realizes, oh right, I have a hand. So I think he says something about, I'll get you special fertilizer.
Yes.
So I think he's gonna cut his hand for his blood. And the blood's gonna infuse with the soil, and we're gonna get some really weird Yamato stuff or something.
Some half-breed stuff. It's gonna look awesome.
It's gonna be weird.
It's gonna be CG. I guarantee you that much. Gonna be 90% CG.
Yeah.
Tell you what.
And then we go back and we see Buffa actually wants to leave. He's done with Baroba. He says, I don't need your help anymore. I just want to move on. And she's like, no, wait, check this out. This thing actually has the memories and like files of past things that have happened
from the past game masters that have worn it.
From the past game masters. So she really wants to keep using him. So they use the belt to come to this meeting where we see Ace's mom. They call her by Ace's mom, and they actually Baroba confirms that. And we see this guy in the red hood. He seems to be the leader of them because he's different.
Right, different mask.
And they basically tell her, become our desire goddess, and she becomes it. They like force her into this.
Yeah.
So this whole time it turns out, and this was a theory I had read before, that Ace's mom is actually the desire
deity.
Goddess, the deity,
the goddess of creation.
Yes. So this is who makes the wishes and everything.
Yeah.
What do you think of the episode?
Incredibly emotional. Comparatively to the last episode, not as emotional, but still top-notch episode with great cinematography, great choreography. Whoever directed this episode did a top-notch job on Neon's fight and Geats' fight, which Geats always has a great fight, but Neon's fight in this episode was great in and of itself. Those points about Akari really hit for me in this episode. I don't know why, but it really hit. It really struck a chord in me. Seeing that little girl get reunited with Neon, they hug at the end. That really was, oh man, so good, so emotional for me.
Yeah.
And this revelation of Geats' mom being the desire deity, the goddess of creation. I didn't expect that, honestly. I thought it was just going to be something that has always been there, and like this is like an actual god. I did not expect them to take this character in that direction. I thought she was just going to have died a long time ago.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, it took me by left field.
I saw this being a possibility, or maybe her running it, her being a part of the organization somehow. It was an interesting episode. I'm gonna be honest. The thing that got me the most was probably Sumuri crying. That hit me more than the rest of the stuff in this episode.
Really?
I'm big on compassion, so to see somebody else, you know.
Oh, you're a big empath.
Yeah.
Okay.
To see her, you know, get emotional over Nago's thing. That's dang.
Yeah, that's very powerful.
But I will say, the last episode with Nago's birth and everything, that hit harder than this episode.
Right.
Like the revelation of all that.
Comparatively.
Even though this episode does reveal pretty messed up that she's only made for Timefire's ambitions and everything. That's dastardly. He is probably going to get a suit soon so that they can whoop his ass.
I hope he gets Timefire's suit.
Probably.
I hope, well, going back to Timefire, he's acting his ass off in this episode too, in his crying scenes, and it's weird seeing him in his little office area. It looked like he was moving like he was sort of like drunk. Yeah, he looked drunk. He looked like he was in like a drunken state, but I couldn't really read that off him. It looked maybe like he was just super mad in like a very furious state, but his motions read off as like he was in a drunken.
I think he played it stupid. Because he also when he's making the wish with the producer, he kind of looks like he was drunk too. Like he's been drinking all day or all night, whatever.
He had incredibly red eyes. His hair was all just shuffled. His uniform was all messed up. It looked like he'd been coming from heavy drinking episode. Yeah. But I don't know. Maybe not. Who knows? Maybe since Toei stuff, you want to like bring that level a little bit down. But it definitely played off that way. This episode was good overall. I liked it, although it didn't have that much action up until the very end, which is par for the course for this Geats. I appreciate that this episode didn't information dump on us like the last 3 episodes have. This has been character-driven stuff. Kind of did information dump though. A little at the end. I mean, yeah. It just sort of built off what we had before. I'm gonna voice this here, and then I'm probably gonna bring it up in King-Ohger too. But there was a lot of just standing there and talking to each other in this episode, which fit. That's what the point of the episode was Kyun to get over his feelings for Nago to like deal with it. Actually, you know what? She said like 6 words this whole episode, didn't she? Who? Nago. She said she talked. She asked her mom if she was real. She said, "I'm leaving" to her mom. She got saved by Geats. She got saved by Geats. She said a few lines there. She talked while she was fighting. Did she? And then she talked to Kyun. At the end. Really talk at the very end. Yeah. Yeah. And Henshin. And at the end, talk to Kewa. Yeah. 6 total talking scenes. Something like that, yeah. That's something that I realized. There was a lot of shots of just her on the floor doing that. There was a lot of her doing this in the episode. I don't know. She hugged her little kid or whatever. Her little self. No. Her little dead sister. I guess. Yeah, I don't know what class that is. I don't know if she. I don't know. We'll see what happens next episode. I will say in the next episode, I don't think she was in the preview. She'll probably be in the episode, but I don't know if she's. Oh. I didn't remember if she was actually in the preview. You okay? Yep. Okay. Just fixing my chair. Almost fell again. But yeah, it was an episode. It certainly was developmental, even though we've been in the same tournament area. Yeah. That's 3 episodes. So, crazy revelation here. Ace finds out next episode. This revelation alone should have us popping off. But we've just been so emotionally drained for the past 3 episodes with this tournament stuff and all these character emotions. This should be a much bigger point. You reacted to this pretty. I remember when we get around to watching this, it's my 3rd time watching it. Right. But I didn't pop off as much as I thought I would, just because I was so fixated on Nago's stuff. Even though I don't know if you saw me, but I did pop off. Yeah, when we watch these, I tend to watch you more than the episode. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see what happens next week. Again, Ace finds out immediately next episode.
Oh man,
so we'll see what happens.
That was the thing with the speculation. I didn't want him to meet the next or find out the next episode. Just to like have that looming over the head.
You know, this could be good warfare for Buffa and for Baroba. Actually, Baroba could use this to mess up Geats' head in a fight.
Oh. Does it actually messed up Nago's head?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I see. I see.
How Ganem.
No, dude.
How Mr. Karuto Dan did to
Emma?
Hojo
Emma.
Is it Hojo?
Hojo Emma.
Is that right?
Yeah, Hojo Emma.
I hope so.
Master Gamer M. Hojo Emma. Dan Kuruto. And
yeah, it is Emma Hojo. Cool.
Yeah.
If you know what I'm talking about, that episode is one of my favorite episodes of X8.
Do you know why you're able to use the gamer driver?
Yeah, I don't know why that's how the quote starts. Is Hojo Emma.
Yeah, it's like that's the main meme.
Anyway, that could have been something Buffa or Baroba held over Geats and then mess up his head so he could turn into a bug driver.
So he won't turn into Geats no more.
He turn into a bugster.
Oh.
It's the same writer.
He'll reveal this bugster inside of himself.
It's the same writer.
Yeah.
Then we get to...
And then Emma will say, fuck his catchphrase. Whatever.
He goes, fuck his catchphrase.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the last thing we saw on King-Ohger was the fight that we had with everybody was in King-Ohger in the mech, and they got to the ground and they separated.
Right.
Gira is on his way to Shugadam to whoop some ass. So he gets there and he gives a hug to the little kids that they're fine, everybody's okay. And everybody's like, oh, the prince has returned, the prince has returned.
Yes. And
they celebrate him.
Hip hip hooray.
And then a TV broadcast comes on and they drop his ass because that's very anime.
Yeah, he was up in the air.
But it's Death Narok.
Uh-huh.
I forgot his name again.
Bug Narok.
No, his name is Death Narok. The other one's name.
Oh.
Because he gets featured in this episode.
I'm gonna just say Akari.
What?
Bug Narok, Des Narok, Death Narok, Bugu. I'm just call him Don Armage. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
So while I'm looking this up, you can totally keep talking about the episode.
I was just gonna say, if you like the episode so far, guys, never mind.
Say it.
No. Here we see the two bug people playing a loud over noise over this TV screens. They say, "We have taken hostage over your world."
Desnarok, yeah, and Kamejim is the other one.
Oh, Kamejim. Nice. They've taken hostage over this world, apparently.
Yeah, so they have 5. Well, we'll hear the plan, but basically he pops up and says, "Hey, Gokigeyo." We see Rita rolling around on the floor.
Totally doesn't know what to do.
Yeah.
In desperation. Oh, that's a good shot.
Another good mo fun. And
sort of an inner monologues to herself with Mofun about like, what should I do next?
They talk to themselves a lot. I really, really like their shoes.
I did not notice that before.
Yes, because she's little, and I'm talking about the actress.
Right.
So this helps make her taller. It's adorable.
Those are thick.
They're big, yeah.
Those are thick shoes.
So Rita gets the transmission on their phone, I guess.
Uh-huh.
And that's just a good shot of her.
No mask.
Again, the actress.
No mask this time.
Yeah. So the Death Narok plan, the Bug Narok plan this time is they have these giant, like, cocoons in one in each country, and they popped up the Shugadam one first. And if it explodes, or
yeah,
within time, it'll hatch and something really big and nasty will come out. So we see everybody's receiving this transmission.
Everyone screens.
Rand's looking at it
with her different hair.
She does have different hair, and it's not at all acknowledged.
Nope.
But that is for sure a wig.
She's a fashionista with bad wigs all the way.
That's fine.
Hey man, you said it.
But yeah, but this does make her look more like Princess Daisy.
Yeah.
Just because of the hairs, not just because of the color. Excuse me, not
orange hair,
not personality. And we see Kaguragi also reacting to this news, and that panel that they have in the back, I guess, is also their TV screen. This is how they get there.
I didn't know it was a screen.
Yeah, I guess. So this is what the things look like when they hatch. And you said something?
Yeah, so this, like how we've been saying this entire season, Attack on Titan, this is the rumbling. This is straight up the rumbling. If you know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
No, yeah, this is straight up the rumbling, it's rumbling.
Okay. So yeah, these 5 cocoons are under the surface. First one popped up to Shugadam. And they also said, well, actually, Yanma here is basically boasting like, hey, you know what? We'll just explode them before they hatch.
Right.
And that's when we find out, actually, if you try to attack them or you know, destroy these cocoons, they'll actually explode and it'll be even worse for you.
Yep.
So what they want, it turns out, is Gira. They want the bad guys want Gira in their control
for some reason. They point him out specifically.
And as Gira is on his way to go to Death Narok because he does not want to deal with this BS.
Right.
Yanma shows up and stops him. And he tells him, "You're coming with me." So they basically walk up. Oh no! Well, first they get intense with each other,
like Red and Blues do.
Yes.
This is the rumbling. I don't know if you can see it.
Okay.
It's just titans, big giants, giants that are bigger than the normal giants, trampling over the world. And that's what that picture alluded to.
Okay.
Giants trampling over the people.
What was the resolve here?
Oh, he was just saying, he said, "I won't take no for an answer. You're coming with me. You going to Death and Rock is our only option, but they want you for a reason. They know you can control the shoe gods, and we're not gonna let that happen." And he, Gira says to Tambo,
Yanma.
Shoot, yeah, Yanma. I forget actually. What did he say? Something up to the resolve of I'll help any way I can. I want to fight.
So
here we had the team meeting.
Here, because the terrorists made a threat on national TV.
Oh Jesus!
Every country. What?
I mean, that's what happened. Right. Hey, you're right.
The other leaders are here too, so they're gonna talk to each other.
The world leaders.
And there's Rackless. Look at his punchable face.
Ass hat.
And Gira immediately wastes no time. But he's stopped somehow right before getting him by Rita and Kaguragi.
This was great. He comes straight into the castle, sword blazing.
Yeah.
So funny. So good.
I just like getting pictures of Rand during the episode.
I get it.
So clearly he's pissed and he wants to take him down for all the stuff that he heard him say, like in the first episode. Because he knows Rackless is an ass. Just look at him.
Big old punchable face.
That's his brother.
What Gira says, what Rackless says to Gira in the first episode, the people are a means and I am the nation.
Yeah.
And Gira's not having any of that. You can't treat my people like that, dog.
Yeah, so Rackless just wants power. He wants total control. And he is, I'm going to say it, a bad guy. Because first of all, he's wearing 2 belts.
I knew you were going to say something about that. He's double belted up.
Yeah.
Why do you need 2 belts?
He's a couple of zippers away from being a Kingdom Hearts character.
And you know what's worse about that he has 2 belts? He's not wearing pants on the belts. That's over his coat.
Yeah.
They're not in any loops.
No.
It's gonna be double the hassle to take off that jacket.
Let's just punch him.
How do you use the restroom in that thing, dog? You don't.
So the story that is told to help resolve this, and it's not one that I don't think everybody buys.
Right.
But years and years and years ago, Gira was kidnapped and they couldn't find him. So the family disregarded it and sort of buried the story because of the shame it would bring. But now he's found and yay, they're reunited.
Right.
So he's sort of spinning it to make it a positive, but that's probably not what happened.
Right, that's not what happened at all.
No, Rackless is a dickhead.
Whenever you see Rackless see Gira in this episode for the first time, he says, "Welcome home, my brother."
Yeah.
Welcome back to the kingdom. Everyone welcomes him in the kingdom as Prince Gira. This episode, and he hates it. Whenever he's being held back, he says, "Don't call me that. I'm nothing like Rackless." Here we see more Ran.
And yeah, he just keeps going at him until they have to detain him. So he's there on the floor in cuffs.
Straight up.
And basically Ran's like, why is he even here? And Kaguragi's like, well, we're the only ones who can really stop him.
Yeah.
So here, Rita tells everybody else that the treasure from her country was taken, and they can assume it was the little scorpion dude.
Yeah.
Which is what happened, and everybody's, shocked. This happened while this stuff with Death Naraka is happening.
Toned Boy says that's a good note to start the meeting off on.
Yeah. So Rita brings up this contract decree thing that states the unification. What is it? The
Quentin Alliance.
The Quentin Alliance works together to stop anything like that. And that's when...
You just like getting pictures of her.
Yeah. That's when Rackless shows up and just cuts it in half cleanly. Cleanly cuts that magnet. The refrigerator magnet.
Yeah, it falls to the floor and you see like straight up a back.
The back is black, like a refrigerator magnet.
Yeah, straight up. Cuts it with his fancy new gold sword.
And he basically says, "No, that's not happening anymore.
Yep.
You are not in control of your shoe gods anymore. The King-Ohger, the mech, is property of Shugadam. If you want us to help you, bow to me. You'll be under my control, and then we can go help your countries." So he is trying to grab as much power as he can. He wants to control all the countries, which we saw he was trying to do in the first episode, where he was using the monsters as a distraction to invade another country.
Right.
That didn't happen. So he switched course to now this, where he's basically forcing them, like, hey, if you don't want your country to fall, you have to align yourself with me. I'll control you, but we'll be able to save your country.
He says, plead your fealty.
Yeah.
100% in my being.
Yeah. So yeah, he's taking control of all the shoe gods, and we can see they cannot transform.
Right. For some reason.
Yeah, because he has control of the shoe gods. And she asks... She says if we can get the scorpion...
If you give the scorpion to me, I'll agree to your little fealty, whatever bullshit.
And that sort of kept happening. That's also why I took pictures of her. She's kind of featured in this episode a lot. There was a lot of shots of her.
Every time they talk about the scorpion, they go straight to her face.
Oh,
this is a cool moment.
So he can talk to his shoe god. Nobody else can, and everybody's curious why he can control his.
Yeah.
So yeah, he calls
Kuwagan. So there's a cool moment. He's on the ground with his cuffs. He says, because since there's a battle outside, they're trying to transform. Yeah. And Rackless says, "You can't transform. This is mine. Pledge your fealty now, and I'll let you be control King-Ohger." Gear's not having any of that. He's on the floor. He says, "Come, Kuwagan." Rackless looks at one of his attendants and says, "Where's his sword?" Because you can only call the shoe gods with the sword. He said, "Where's his sword?" And one of the attendants says, "Right here, sire." And he puts up the sword. And then Shugon just comes in the door regardless, since he's like directly linked to his own Shugon. He heard him. It's a good moment.
So there he goes. He's on, I guess the bike's on him, and they're escaping. And Geara's out here with
King-Ohger.
And that's when I don't remember his name already.
Fiji. Well, that's when he comes in around the corner all sneaky like with the scorpion ogre soul.
Kamijin.
The scorpion's name's Sicilian. I thought that's pretty cool.
Sasoris? I think it's Sasoris?
Sasorian? I know there's an L in there somewhere.
Well, Sasori is scorpion.
Yes. Which is why I thought it was Sicilian.
Whatever. The fact that it has a name that he gets from Kuogaran.
Oh yeah.
Because they're talking to each other and he says, Sicilian or whatever.
Why can't they get the mech? And he talks to Kuogan. Oh, okay, so if we get the scorpion, everything will be alright? And Kuogan nods his head. Big old mech head. Big old mecha head. And that's when he pops up. And now, finally we start to fight. I only say his name, Sicilian, because I think that's a flower, right? And Ran is like super into flowers.
I don't know. I don't know. So yeah, they talk about, and he goes to deal with it
like straight away,
and he gets lost. So then we see the other four fighting, but they're all suited up.
Yeah, they're all suited up. They just can't control the mech? Question mark?
I don't know if it's that or if it's that they agreed to this. I doubt it. I doubt they agreed.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really know how this happened.
We talked a little bit about it after the show. We kind of came for a little theory. We kind of came up with a little theory. Whenever they were trying to use the swords initially, they just clicked on the red bit. They pushed it. I thought initially whenever you henshin, you have to click your own and then the rest of them, which is how they can henshin, but not how they control the Shugats.
Yeah, maybe that is true because it's, I don't know. When they were in the chamber and they found out that their thing didn't work,
mm-hmm.
I don't know if they were trying to henshin right there in the chamber.
Yeah.
But also, why would they try to call them
in the building?
The chamber?
Either or, it's a weird situation, isn't it?
If they don't address this, then it's probably that, just that they couldn't control the shoe gods, which probably is what it is. So he gets a shot of the cocoon, and it's actually getting beat up on by some of the fellow bad guys that are giant.
They shoot it and they hit it.
And that's when we see Kamijin talk to Gira, and he basically says, well, I mean, we're just gonna let it wait.
Yeah.
So basically,
asshole.
Basically, Ragnarok puts let's just say a giant bomb on their wall outside. And he says, oh, yeah, it's got 12 hours. If you try to blow it up before that, or if you try to remove it before that, it'll blow up. But we're not gonna wait. We're just gonna go hit it right now.
Yeah. Because fuck it.
Yeah. So yeah, here we see him again, and Kamen-Ohger is fighting him. She really wants this scorpion thing. She wants to control it. She even goes so far to say, "That's mine."
Yeah,
that's supposed to be mine.
Which, to be fair, is a part of her character. Like, she just wants things to want them. But it's played off a little bit in this episode that it's a little bit more than just her being selfish.
Yeah, she wants this true god.
Oh, it's a good shot.
Yeah. So actually, oh man, what's his?
Kaguri?
No.
Kamijin?
The mech, the Hachi.
Oh, Hachi.
Hachi-Ohger takes the gem from Kamijin.
A little too easily.
Yeah. And we just get more shots of the Rangers. The suits just look so cool.
I noticed in this episode they're a little bit saturated, a little bit more than usual, which makes him look a lot better.
This guy was interesting this whole episode.
He just plays a part this whole time.
Yeah, he's kind of an instigator, kind of.
I'm thinking he's like the voice of the crowd.
Yeah, he definitely was that part, but I wouldn't be surprised if he is Kamen.
Oh, they both have a staff.
Maybe, exactly. We'll see.
Wow.
Kamen could also be the guy of Gear's aide back there.
Oh. Right, because Kamen knows everything that's happening before it's going to happen.
Yes, and there is a screenshot I saw on Twitter of Kamen and this guy holding their pinky up in a certain manner.
Oh, okay.
So.
Oh, not together, just like character-wise.
Yeah,
okay.
Two different instances.
I thought it was a spoiler you just said.
No. So here he comes, talking more bullshit about protecting his people.
Yeah.
And Hachioger. What?
My stomach made a weird noise. Oh. Jesus Christ.
Hands over the gem, but not really, because there she's like, yeah, that's mine. Again, she doesn't say anything, but we just get a shot of her looking like this at what's going on
very intensely.
So she steals, or sorry, Gira steals the gem thing. I think they're called soul gems, maybe.
Yeah, the scorpion ogre soul.
He raises the sword again at. Oh, it's not a staff, that's a broom. He raises the sword again at Rackley's, but this time in front of everybody. And Rackley's is like, look, this guy's doing this. He's an enemy.
There you go.
And he turns everybody against Gira.
Yep. Instantly.
And Gira's happy about it because that's just how he is. And the kids are like, oh, what an idiot. Because again, Gira is the kind who will be the bad guy to help unify everybody.
For everyone's benefit.
Yeah. So he calls upon this scorpion.
Such a cool shot. Turns nighttime.
Yeah, it turns to night and it comes up. And he's in it. And here specifically is where she says, that's mine.
Yep.
He really wants the scorpion.
For some reason.
So he uses this guy to go out and to fight the giants outside. And this is where he shows off that he has control over King-Ohger.
Right.
So he pulls it out and King-Ohger shows up and shoots this cocoon thing in the sky with the cannon.
Right, with the big old Kabuto cannon.
The Kabuto cannon. And there it is. If you can notice, there's King-Ohger and there's King-Ohger. What body is it using?
How is this happening?
How is this here? It turns out there's a silver and gold repaint of King-Ohger, which officially is called King-Ohger. So it's King-Ohger.
King-Ohger. Oja.
Yeah. This shot's interesting because it's just a scorpion. He has the purple eyes.
Yeah,
he's probably possessed because what happens to make this separate is the scorpion out of instinct goes up and stabs and poisons it basically. I don't know how you poison a robot.
But it just hits it in a way to where like it has to decombine.
Yeah. The next episode, we even saw it with the Kabuto, and we heard about it. These three got sealed away, or they ran away because they didn't like what happened with humanity.
Right.
So they hate what's going on there.
Humans. This adds fire to the flame for Gira's antagonistic ways.
Yeah, so everybody saw him. Everybody saw Gira inside this guy, and everybody saw this guy stab the new King-Ohger. Which, by the way, sorry, I should have said it's called King-Ohger 0. And that caliber that he has is the Ohger caliber 0.
Yeah. Oja.
So, yeah, it goes into his antagonistic ways. Everybody sees that he does this. Yeah.
That's such a cool shot with the moon and the scorpion like that. Oh, it's so cool.
And then we see this really solemn shot of him sort of calling forward again this King-Ohger. And there we see a better shot of it.
Gold, black, and red repaint.
Yeah, that's. Oh, that looks terrible.
With the blood moon?
The moon looks so bad.
Yeah.
I was gonna leave it on this shot, but I won't.
You know, everything's in motion. Wait, but the moon wouldn't be in motion.
Not be in motion.
Oh, damn.
Let's
that
leave
sucks.
It at... That's not bad.
That's not bad. Was that really the last picture?
Yes.
Oh, Nice.
So in the preview for the next episode, I think I caught something about Sasori, the scorpion, being upset that it, about the human thing. I think that's what's going on.
Oh, okay.
But interestingly, in this version of King-Ohger that doesn't have the regular Kuwagata, like normally there's people in there. Not this time.
Right.
So specifically this one, there are no humans in there. So I don't know what it's so upset about.
It's just Kuwagata by itself controlling the whole entire thing, which cannot happen normally. Yeah. And I guess Rackless was just waiting for his opportunity to put this out, and him pinning his own brother as a villain just made this like a little cherry on top for him. Even though we don't really know the motivations yet, I'm still waiting on the revelation of one of the Bugnarok servants being one of the people on the inside this whole entire time.
Yeah, like we mentioned this.
I would like to see what the servants do, like the attendants do for their people. I just want to see, random thought, I just want to see what they do for them. Like we didn't see any of Mofina in this episode, and we don't know what Hachioger's
Morphina.
Yeah, Morphina.
Oh, okay.
We didn't see her. We don't see any of the retainers. The retainers, that's the word.
We did.
I want to know what they do.
We saw Sebastian.
Yeah,
we saw Yanma's when they were in their base.
Just a little bit. He could be a cool character if he wasn't such a scaredy cat.
Yeah. Morphine is probably in the hospital getting rest, so Oof. I'll ask you to respect that, please.
Oh god.
Yeah, we'll see.
I just want more character development,
more world building. I
think maybe yeah.
Well,
yeah, you're right.
I don't need more character development from those characters because it's not about them. Hell no.
Think so?
The thing about Sentai shows is they have to do this character development for at first 5 characters,
right?
And that's tough already because it's not a show about one person; it's about 5.
But the team.
So I get what you're saying, but I'm okay with them being one-dimensional.
Because it's more about the team aspect.
Because it's about the team. It's about the character. It's about those characters, not about the side characters.
I see what you're saying.
If you can flesh out like Gira and the princess and everybody, and the princess Ran, and everybody else, the way they can, and then get into the side characters, I think you can do that. But right now, I don't care.
I would definitely love to see that. I'm excited to see the next Guardian Shoe God. So we have the Kabuto, and now we have the Scorpion. Do we know what the last Guardian is? What is it?
It's a Kamen Rider.
It's a grasshopper?
It's a grasshopper.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's a pink grasshopper.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that now.
Yeah.
And now after that, we'll have all the Shoe Gods, right?
All of these, yeah, because there's still the 6th.
Oh, that's right.
And there's still whatever comes with that too.
And we haven't really had any character interactions with the ladybug, spider, or ant.
Yeah, those I don't think they need
kind of like
the Rangers or anything like that.
What do you think about this episode?
I liked it. It feels like we're ramping up for something else. Because I mentioned last time I felt like those first 5 episodes could have been a movie. The very post-credit scene, the very end scene for the first 5 episodes could have been in post-credits where Morphina gets hurt and everything, and could be leading into this arc with the Scorpion. Because in the preview for the next episode, like I said, it did say something about the humans did all this or something like that. So I think we're going to get more into that sort of background for the Scorpion, and we'll see what happens from there. But yeah, again, I'm still liking it. Geats was good too. I really like King-Ohger.
Geats was all right. I mean, it's all right.
Well, no, it was okay.
Yeah, man. But you see, this is what I was afraid of. Remember a couple episodes I said that episode was so good. The next ones after that have to be either good or I'm gonna lose hype for the show.
For
For Geats.
For Geats, okay.
For Geats, yeah. I'm starting to feel that decline.
Okay.
Because that one episode was just so impactful. But I'm still hopeful. I still hope Geats can pull up the same numbers like how it did for me earlier.
Yeah. What about Sentai? Are you still there?
Oh, dude, I'm always there for Sentai. Yeah. There's never been a point for me where Sentai has been lackluster. Although I've always loved every Kamen Rider. It's been a little boring for some. Not to bash any single one series, Saber. But that was one that I don't really remember. And I don't really care to rewatch.
Yeah, we saw parts of an episode, or a couple episodes the other night. And yeah, we watched that live, man.
So we didn't do the podcast back then. We're starting with officially King-Ohger. But if we had done the podcast, I would have loved to rewatch those episodes because I don't remember anything Super Blastex said about it. But he did remind me that he was hating on it the entire way, which is probably why I don't remember because I was just blocking it out.
That's weird, man. I remember.
Yeah?
I remember being real negative on it.
Do you remember me hating on it, though?
No, I remember you not liking that I was hating on it. But I would always hit you with, like, are you serious? Like, this is really rough.
Yeah. Looking back on it, it's not a series that I'd like to rewatch. Although there is, like, a few redeeming characters.
No, I think I could... I don't want to get too into it, but I think I could rewatch... I could rewatch 01 and I could rewatch Revise.
Oh, dude, are you kidding me? I rewatched 01 like 3 times on Tokusatsu.
Yeah.
Revise? Revise? Oh man, just for Holy Live. Oh, the section to where Holy Live starts being a character and then ends being a character, Holy Livity, is like the only part of the show that I want to watch.
See, and I want to watch Gene.
There you go. We have our own preferences in Kamen Rider. I like Holy Live. God, he's so fucking cool. Anyways, this was King-Ohger. King-Ohger 13? No, God, no.
King-Ohger 6.
King-Ohger 6 and Geats 30.
Yes.
Jesus, we're getting through this.
Yes.
Man, we are piling. Feels like just yesterday we started King-Ohger.
Oh, wait. This is episode 8 of the podcast then, isn't it?
I have it pulled up right here. This is episode 8.
Okay. Yeah, because... what is it? We started Dawn Brothers 49.
Yeah, No. We started Dawn Brothers 48. Officially, we started Dawn Brothers 47. Unofficially, we started Dawn Brothers 47.
How many episodes does Dawn Brothers have?
The first episode, we started Dawn Brothers...
How many episodes does Dawn Brothers? 50, right?
Yeah.
Because it just says Dawn Brothers End.
Dawn Brothers End. And then before that was Dawn Brothers 49. So yes, so 50. But unofficially, we started Dawn Brothers 47.
That's
which
like episode 0.
I don't have those episodes anymore. But our episode 0 was Dawn Brothers 48.
Okay.
So we've been doing this for a while. We've been doing this for
This is 2 months.
Yeah.
Yeah,
wow, we've been doing it for 2 months. Jesus Christ.
Thank you everybody for sticking around. It can only keep going up. I don't think my new job is gonna affect this much, so we're gonna keep trying to plug it in every Tuesday. We're gonna keep trying to put these out. I'm sorry, TJ. It's probably gonna be a long night for you.
Oh, dude, I'm all right. I'll be all right. It's only 10 o'clock.
Okay.
I usually go to sleep by like 10:30.
Wow.
No, not really.
I go to sleep like at 2.
I try.
That's gonna change.
I try.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening. This has been Cho Super Hyper Podcast.
But you knew that already.
I am Super Blastex. Remember to like, review, leave a comment. Let's talk. You can catch me on Twitter, Super Blastex, TikTok, The Super Blastex, Instagram, Super Blastex.
And I am the other half of this podcast. I am Toku Tony. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok as Toku Tony. Twitter, Tony Toku. Unfortunately, still can't get that name from that one guy with 0 tweets. Hopefully in the future. But good episode, good podcast. We get better at this every single time. We were working on audio stuff in the beginning, so let's see how that turns out.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Bye-bye.